or not doing.
I like what I've seen from this club defense. They're forcing a lot of with their quick hands and ability to play the lanes.
Well, you talk about quick. I think it's the mindset of being aggressive and then being active with the hands, seeing that ball so you can come up with reflections that may lead.
And now, by Gatorade all fueled up. Go, let's reset our lineups. Looking at who they've got. We've got Robert Covington. We'll get out there with Zeller. Then there's Brian Roberts. Stevenson in at the shooting guard position. And some changes here for the Hornets. Biombo comes in for Cody Zeller. And it's Henderson for Robert Covington. The Clippers also changing it up. Jordan, he's checked in for Hawes. Griffin comes in for Davis. And it's Barnes in for Turkoglu. 6 to shoot. Here's Redick. Hornet rebound.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Offensive rebound, Stevenson. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Here's Crawford. Cans the 12-footer. Crawford's got the lead up to 11 now for Los Angeles.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Well, you know, the Bobcats, after 10 seasons, are changing their name to the Hornets, reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise back from 1988 to 2002.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, with teams selling for billions and a new TV deal on the way, NBA business is certainly booming. With some big players signing huge contracts, that'll increase as the growing revenue raises the salary cap. Guys, one executive said, quote, players who got paid the max this year are going to be bargains on the back end of their deal. Back to you.
Teams are planning ahead, Doris. Thanks.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Clippers leading by 6. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. From deep. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Crawford. That's 7 points for Barnes.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Memphis, things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, the Clippers, 4 games back.
Checking out Los Angeles. They've looked like a different team to start this season, and not in a good way. They've played rather poorly based on what was expected of them.
Yeah, this is a team we expect to be in that battle for the top seed, and instead questions about whether they'll even make the playoffs now. I know it's early, but there have to be some concerns in that locker room. Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
Well, a breakthrough season for Lance Stevenson, the former second-round pick out of Cincinnati. He was an all-star candidate. Did not make it, but was really close. He improved in just about every category as well.
And Lance Stevenson was one of the most improved players in the league last year. Certainly worthy of all-star consideration. He upped his rate of scoring, assists, rebounding. He was fantastic as a rebounding guard at 6'5", 230 pounds. How to use that frame to get to the glass. He's gotten to the line much more recently, shooting a better percentage from the field. He clearly is one of the coming players in the league.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And for Stevenson, you look at his career numbers, Steve, he's dramatically improved his field goal and three-point percentages pretty much every season.
Yeah, he just has a great love for the game, Kevin, a flair for the dramatic on the court, but most importantly, the dedication to strive for greatness.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He said a big part of their focus should be on offensive rebounding to get bodies to the glass at that end of the floor and work hard for second chance points. He also wants them using a fundamental offensive approach. Specifically, he'd like to see them running the pick and roll as often as they can. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Stevenson dishes to Henderson. Back to Stevenson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Stevenson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
What an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender, giving up so much size, there's no way he's going to get a hand on him.
You know, there have been talk of the Clippers trading DeAndre Jordan for Kevin Garnett 2 summers ago. The Clippers have to be happy they didn't make that trade. Sometimes the best trades are the ones that aren't made. KG's still getting it done, but Jordan is going to be their center for a long time.
And Jordan last season, second in the league in total blocks, becoming more vocal defensively, and I thought improved his positioning and recognition as well.
In the corner, it's Crawford. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Roberts, covered by Barnes. A nice shot by Roberts. And Jordan wears the number 6 in honor to his idol, a good one, Bill Russell.
And, you know, Doc Rivers caught some flack last season for pointing to similarities between their games. Even Jordan says that's a stretch. I think Rivers was just highlighting that Jordan could be truly great as primarily a defensive player, wanting him to really focus on being an elite defensive player.
Hornets trail by 9. Henderson with it. He's got 11. Here's Roberts. The dish to Henderson. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And there's the bucket as Green finishes it off.
Another second chance bucket. I mean, that's like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah, no excuses, Clark. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to get focused and have all 5 defenders boxing out.
Crawford, no one around him. Crawford missing again.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Henderson, no good.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Jordan, the pass to Reddick. Back to Jordan. Crawford, no one around him. Crawford missing again.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Henderson kicks to Roberts. No good with the triple.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Nobody near Barnes. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Roberts, guarded by Jordan. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Roberts. Jordan, the screen. In the corner, it's Crawford. Lots of room. Crawford missing again.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass. It hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
But you feel like it's going to reward this team at some point. They've got to continue to maintain the energy.
Count that one.
After digging themselves that hole in the first quarter, this club is starting to shoot the ball much better now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to work out the knots. I mean, they're starting to put it together.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Coach can't be pleased with their inconsistency on the defensive glass. They've been caught taking pictures out there. They're watching, as opposed to getting in there and securing the orange.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Cody Zeller comes in for Brian Roberts. And Robert Covington subbed in for Gerald Henderson. Stevenson with it. He's picked up by Paul. Stevenson dishes to Green. He kicks it to Covington. And it's all evened up. Covington's got 12.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
when you take the crown in the Pacific Division, you have to make sure you fare well against the Eastern Conference, and the Clippers did just that last season.
And it's off the back rim, no good. Charlotte has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Here's Zeller, and he uses the glass on the layup. Zeller's got the lead up to 2 now for the Hornets.
Well, the Clippers did well against the East, as you said. 21-9 record for them last year, and a lot of those games were shorthanded as well.
Redick passes to Hawes. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. The Hornets shooting here about 46% for the game. Covington in a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's what's impressive to me, Clark, about the Clippers. A lot of teams out west took down the East, but the Clippers never seemed to get healthy until late.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the last week of the season or so before they had a roster that was fully healthy. Even though Charlotte was able to climb back into relevancy in the East last year, they still had trouble dealing with those strong teams out west.
Here's Zeller, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Zeller's got 6.
Well, after that ragged first quarter offensively, they're finally picking up some ground here in the second.
And you know, Steve, we talk about it all the time. Basketball, especially the NBA game, a game of runs. And their offense right now on an uptick.
Hornets leading by 5. Pass to Covington. Back to Stevenson. He tries for 3. Redick with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Turkoglu kicks to Redick. Fades and shoots. No luck.
Their offense seems completely out of sync here. They're on the long end of a big run.
And then at the other end, it's been bucket after bucket after bucket, giving up a huge run here.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Hornets lead by 5. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, with the foul trouble right now, do you plan on resting your starters and relying on your bench?
Well, we're going to have to, so whether I have trust or not, and I do, they're going to play regardless.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. What can you say? Gerald Henderson has been impressive here today.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out, and so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Crawford and Barnes filling out the wing. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. And it's Paul in at the point guard.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior simply has been lifeless. Well, Gerald is not the most lethal outside shooter, but I really like the way he's learned to move without the ball. He's very opportunistic with his cuts whenever his defender turns his head.
Here's Green. Off to touch off the glass. Green's got 6 points.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Henderson. Here's Covington. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Crawford's got his third rebound tonight. He feeds it to Griffin. Paul is doubled. Back to Griffin. To the inside. Good on the shot. And with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Crawford. And Henderson most comfortable, it seems, Steve, shooting from the corners.
Yeah, like most players, Kevin. That's the easier shot, 22 feet instead of 23.9. He shot a good percentage from there. Not really a long-range shooter per se, which is why you didn't see him shoot effectively from the top of the circle or on the wings.
Paul dishes to Griffin.